All right, the cliffhanger for the 76ers, a long-running trope for this particular team. The Simmons and Embiid duo. Amin, do you still believe this duo can win at the highest level?
I believe in still giving it a chance, yes. I think these two guys are very elite talents at different positions. Has it always clicked together? No, but I think there's definitely things that can be done before we give up on this experiment.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up on it. I think what they did by moving Al Horford, and now they're going to play all spacing to highlight their two best players, is going to change things for them. Nothing makes your best player look better than shooting. When you got a lot of shooters around, I know when we had LeBron and D-Wade, we packed that team with different guys that could shoot the ball, and that just made them look that much better. And so the Sixers have done that with their roster. I think they got a coach who has a chip on his shoulder right now who wants to really prove himself again, reprove after already winning a title. But he's obviously gotten a lot of criticism from media and even players on his old team about how they used him. And I just think Doc is going to come in with a serious chip, and he's going to get these guys to play together and connect. And think about it. They were so bad on the road. What is the road about? The road is about team connection, because it's just you out there. And they didn't have that last year for whatever reasons, and hopefully Doc can mend that.
Yeah, and I think that is certainly something that they have to address. There's no question. Now, look, I picked the Sixers to come out of the East last year in the preseason during on ESPN.com. I don't know if I'm going down that path just yet. But I do believe in this duo. If you look at their surrounding cast, as you pointed out, Fizz, a couple of years ago, they had J.J. Redick, Ersan Ilyasova, Marco Bellinelli on that team. Simmons and Embiid that year, their net rating was like plus 18 or something like that. Then the next year, it was just J.J., right? They brought in Jimmy. They brought in less shooting, though. Now, I think that got cut in half. It was like plus 9, basically. Last year, it was like 1.6, plus 1.6 or something like that. They need the spacing. I think that is the biggest key for them. It allows them to roam and play their game. All right, next, the plot twist over the offseason was the hiring of Doc Rivers. Fizz, what changes most with Doc at the helm?
I think his edge. I just think Doc is at a place where after how it went down with the Clippers, I think he's coming in there with a serious edge, and he's going to make sure that they have it. I think Brett Brown last year was put in a tough position. It all kind of came tumbling down on him. But, you know, that had festered over time, and I know he did a lot of work to try to fix it. But they moved to Doc, and I think Doc coming in with that championship or bust attitude, and Embiid coming in the best shape of his life will put them in a place, boy, that they're going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah, and Coach, you know this. Sometimes all it needs is a fresh voice, a fresh set of eyes to look at things. You know, Brett, as you said, has been there for so long. It's hard to make drastic changes when you've been there for so long and everyone's kind of gotten used to one way. With Doc coming in, he can suggest some radical things, and everyone's going to say, well, that's what the new coach wants. The other thing is, you look at Embiid, you look at all the bigs that have played under Doc Rivers, whether it was DeAndre Jordan, Kendrick Perkins, going all the way back to Ben Wallace in Orlando. Doc has a way of unlocking bigs and getting them their full potential. And Embiid is clearly more talented than any of those names that I just named. I'm excited to see what Doc could do there. And also, in terms of the play calling, you know, one of the things that I love that they used to do with the Clippers was Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, what they called a snug pick and roll. It was so low, it was almost down on the baseline. You can't go under. You can't do anything. They're so close to the basket, it's very hard to defend. I want to see Simmons and Embiid do something like that. That way, taking Simmons' lack of shooting out of the equation. I think Doc is going to be great for this team.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. You guys nailed it.
And Doc is going to really emphasize the defensive end and understanding how to make each other better and share the ball. And I think that's where that team is going to come together. And I got them being the number 2 team in the East right now.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I put it out there. Yeah, what?
No, they are. Listen, I think that you could take those first 5 or 6 teams.
Superstars. They got 2 stars.
No doubt. Okay, let's move on. Let's get to spoiler alert because we could talk about it. The spoiler alert now. Caesars William Hill gives the Sixers tied for the 5th best chance of winning the East. So, Fizz, your bold prediction is 2nd for Philly. Now, I look at those teams, Bucks, Nets, Celtics, Heat, Sixers, Raptors. Man, you could throw them all in a bowl, pick out, names, and that could be the order because they're all that close, I think, in regards to their style of play, their rosters, etc.
Yeah, and I just think at the end of the day, you got two monsters on the same team, and they are a matchup problem for most teams that they're going to face. And let's be honest, they've underachieved to this point.
Sure.
No way that Miami should be going past them right now. Toronto shouldn't be blowing past them right now. And the Celtics and them should be fighting it out. Now Brooklyn's in the mix. I'm giving Philly the nod to number 2.
Okay. Amin?
Look, Coach,
What you
I'll tell
got,
something.
man?
Brooklyn got 2 monsters.
Okay.
Boston's got a couple of monsters. Milwaukee got the monster of all monsters there with the $229 million monster. And Miami, while they may not be fully fledged monsters, they are deep. They got a lot of monsters over there, and they run together. And I think the continuity of Boston, Milwaukee, and Miami, that's what I'm putting them ahead in terms of the equation. And then Brooklyn, I just have a lot more faith in Kyrie and Kevin Durant to get on the same page quicker than what the Sixers are going through. It's a transformation, and I think the Sixers will be good, but I'm going chalk here, George. I'm going 5th in the East.
Ooh.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm with Amin, Coach. Like, I think they're
tough.
4 or 5 in that range. Like, I look at Brooklyn, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee will win the regular season again. I think Brooklyn will come out of the East. I had them, spoiler alert, it's probably going to come out on ESPN.com. I have them in Miami in the conference finals. But I just see Philly's in that kind of 4, 5 range. Boston's going to be in there. I'm curious to see what Kemba looks like with the injury situation. But I think they're in that 4 or 5 fighting for home court advantage.
Is Boston better than they were last year? We don't know.
I don't know.
Gordon Hayward is a big piece.
Sure, I agree.
right? And Toronto lost Ibaka,
Right.
Gasol.
Yeah.
I mean, the East have shifted. And I'm talking about a Philly team that's connected,
Right.
and a Philly team that has an Embiid that's in shape with a championship coach in Doc Rivers and more spacing.
Yeah.
Seth, Danny Green, a bunch of other guys. They're only going to play space 4s. Watch out.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.